validation that this message is for you is the number 4. Fours are significant to you, specifically maybe relating to a birthday. Or you just see 444 a lot. You have a 444 tattoo. Also, bald eagles. I specifically heard bald eagles, and there might be a military reference for why a bald eagle is significant to you, or you just might have somebody close to you who was in the military, you were in the military, or are. Other confirmations that this is for you is that you have been undergoing forced change. So what that means is you have been undergoing a lot of internal changes, external changes, all of them being forced, feeling forced because you didn't act on them first, so God did, or there are things that you didn't, they were blind spots for you. You didn't even realize that they were things that needed to be changed. And so it kind of is all the same of, God had to step in, Spirit had to step in to create these changes and these ripples in your life and within yourself, your inner world, your inner life, in order to get you to wake up. In order to wake up. And it feels very intense. I can feel that this transformation has been extremely intense. And, as the vessel of this message, I can tell you that on this end, it has been one of the most intense transformations of my entire life the past 3 months. And I've been forced to let go of a lot and to make some really big changes and closing out some really big cycles in my life that have kept me small, that have kept me quiet and silent, that have kept me in a space where I couldn't grow, and that I literally would rather not be here based on the fact that I was so unfulfilled and so unhappy with being who I was, which was not who I truly am, but who I had to be for survival purposes. But we don't realize these things. We don't realize we're in survival when we're in it. A lot of the time, we don't realize what patterns have stemmed from survival, what patterns have stemmed from trauma or consistent, complex, situations and interpersonal relationships and, just consistent things that continuously have happened in our lives. Think of it as 10 plus years of these same patterns. How could you possibly know something needs to change if it's been happening for so long? You just think that's what it is. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you who can relate to that, who knows that things have gone on for way too long, that you have allowed certain things, certain people, certain situations to go on for way too long. You have been boundaryless for way too long. I'm talking to the people who resonate with being sensitive, who resonate with being such deep feelers that you know when something is deeply wrong, but you don't know how to fix it. You don't know what to do with that. You haven't been given those tools to know what to do with the knowing that something is not right. The moral of the story is, at the same time, is that discomfort that you feel is a part of the clarity. The discomfort, the not knowing, the being, feeling, recognizing, acknowledging that heaviness is a whole huge part of you ending that cycle, you ending that pattern, you recognizing and never revisiting it again, you seeing it from a mile away. We continue patterns and we continue to indulge in certain behaviors that don't serve us because they do serve us in a way, even if it's in an unhealthy way. In some way, they are serving us. They're serving a part of us, and most of the time it's our flesh. But I'm telling you, the people who are watching this, you are not built for casual. You're not built for surface level. You're not built for the mundane. You're built for deep connection, and that's why you crave it so deeply, despite never really receiving it. Or maybe not even being able to receive it yourself. Maybe you deny it. Maybe you fight it. Maybe you struggle when it does come along because you're just so not used to it, and it's scary to finally get what you want, isn't it? I can feel your heaviness in your chest, whoever I'm speaking to, and know that again, as the vessel of this message, as the channel, I feel you so deeply because I am you. I am you. I've been you. I'm where you are. I'm where you've been. In whether it's the same experiences or not, whether we look the same or not, whether we believe the same things or not, the pain is the same. The wound is the same. I can feel that you've never been recognized for who you really are, who you know yourself to be. You wish you could just scream and tell people who you truly are behind closed doors, and all the talents and the potential you know you have but have never acted on, or rarely acted on, because it's scary, because you've been rejected by the people who've known you, because you've been limited by the people who've abused you, who've used you, who've kept you small for their benefit. Maybe they didn't know any better. Maybe they did. But you're being called to a higher path. Higher. Before this message, I pulled some cards just to get me tuned in and to clarify what I'm feeling, to kind of translate this clearly for you. And the Hierophant was the first card out. As you know, if you know tarot, if not, that's why I'm explaining. The Hierophant is the card of contracts. It's a card of tradition. And it's a card of higher learning, higher purpose. Think of like a priest, priestess, or, you know, the what's it called? Like the leader of the church, for example, or the professor, the one who is teaching or giving, channeling the vessel. What does that require? Because a lot of you, you know, are on that path of being a leader. You're on the path of guiding others, no matter how big or small. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the numbers. It just matters that you speak. It's not even just for everybody else. It's also for you. It's also for you to free yourself, to free all that you bottle up inside, and just how much wants to be spoken through you, and so how much wants to be created by you, how much wants to be experienced by you. You have a new contract, a new beginning, a new tradition, let's call it. It's something that you signed before you came here. It's something that is higher than yourself. It's higher than the path you've been on or been settling for. It is so much higher. You've just been cutting the loose ends of the old, of the parts of your path that can't come, that you can't keep participating in, or they will demolish your spirit. They will demolish your destiny. They already have to this point. But you know when you know. So there's no shame here. I feel called to be a little vulnerable and share one part of my recent experience, and maybe you'll resonate. I'm somebody who has participated in, I've casual hooking up and casual relationships is something I have allowed myself to settle for so many times. And it's because it's felt like the closest I could get to connection. It felt like the closest I can get to feeling somebody else, to feeling wanted, feeling desired, feeling chosen. It was the only way for me to feel that in certain periods of my life. It was a form of survival for me to feel a person's touch. I've never had affection or, somebody to nurture me or like love on me or make me feel like I'm held. So I've craved that so deeply from people, but I always attract emotionally unavailable people. And I'll settle for that and settle for physical intimacy rather than the depth that I'm worth and the depth that I'm capable of, that most people don't bother to tune into or to get to know because they haven't gotten there with themselves. Most people haven't. So, with that being said, recently I gave into that urge again. I was getting distracted again. I was just detouring because it was felt safer and more familiar than getting out of my comfort zone and actually speaking more and channeling more and being more creative and actually expressing who I am, truly am at my core, with no apologies. And I ended up getting a really big wake-up call with that experience that took such a toll on me, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It felt like rock bottom because of everything else I've also been, cutting ties with and dealing with. And it just felt like that final blow for me. But as you come out of these dark experiences and these dark wake-up calls that, like, we can sit and blame ourselves for all we want. We can blame God all we want. But coming out of it, this is something that I really tuned myself to do, is after every hard experience and after I process, like, physically, mentally, and like in ways that allow me and give me space to truly hone what happened within myself, so that I'm not denying my feelings and denying my truth and denying my pain. I challenge myself to look at the higher perspective of why. And I always get something. There's always something to be learned through all these hard experiences. And through this one in particular, I learned that I'm done settling. I'm done with casual. It's not who I am. I'm done with it. I'm just done. I'm not giving my body to acquaintances. I'm not giving my attention and my devotion to people who give me at the most attention, at the most a text message here and there. I'm not doing that anymore. I want depth or I want nothing. And it's hard for somebody who craves such deep connection, because it's like, well, dang, will I ever actually get it? Because it seems so rare. But I've also been settling for a certain frequency. I've been settling for certain people, allowing certain people to take up that space that could be filled with somebody more aligned with me and who I am. So I really wanted to share that, to give an example of the fact that, like, no matter how dark it's been for you, no matter how heavy it's felt and how daunting it's felt, that there is a higher purpose for your pain. There is a higher purpose for what you're going through. And that this is an opportunity. Our pain is an opportunity. Our obstacles, challenges are an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to choose different, where we're able to choose. Sometimes things are totally out of our control, but there's still a higher perspective to be seen, and it's never in vain. So you're being called to choose a higher path, and you're being called to really just let things fall, let things go. My cat just like jumped into my closet, knocking a bunch of stuff over. That's great. But moral of the story, so letting everything fall, just letting things go, letting the ifs, whens, hows, just letting them fall, letting it go. Just let it go. Let it go. It doesn't matter. It's going to come how it comes. It's going to happen how it happens. And you're going to get exactly what you want. You're going to get, and it's probably going to be something you didn't even know you wanted. And that's the cool thing. It's like, that's the thing with manifestation too. It's like, we manifest, we set intention for all the things that we want, and most of the time we get something different, but it's always more aligned. It's always what's better for us. It's always higher and better, and it's like I don't even know why I was willing to settle for that. You know what I mean? So also on the other side of you letting things fall and letting things go as they are, just letting them go, kind of like Eight of Cups energy of just leaving the cups where they are and just walking away. It's not for you to figure out anymore. It's not for you to go crazy over. It's not for you to overthink. Your mind is playing tricks on you. It's a big time of spiritual warfare as well, and I really want to touch on that. Moments of like literally fighting with your mind and claiming dominion over your spirit and over your vessel, where your mind is trying so hard to fight in order to keep you safe. It feels like it's keeping you safe. It feels like it's protecting you, but it's limiting you and it's drowning you in old belief systems, old thought patterns, old voices that don't even exist in your life anymore. But you hear things enough times, it sticks. You absorb things enough times, it sticks. So you're letting go of what you've absorbed over your life, over your lifetime. And you know, you have to claim spiritual dominion. You have to claim, I will fight. I will not give in to these negative thoughts. I will not submit to the past. I will not submit to what I know is not God, but is ego and is past and is, you know, lower vibrational energy. I will not. And it's a literal battle. Shifting your energy by just getting up, just moving around, or just doing something to shift your energy. Anything, little, small, like you can literally just get up and go to a new room. But that's a really big thing, especially if you feel you're in a state of like depression and you're really like, you feel like your thoughts are winning. Just shift your energy small. Just take small steps to shift. Look up prayers for spiritual dominion and authority over yourself and your vessel, things of that nature. But on the other side of you just releasing all of, you know, what's coming up to be released and be faced is the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is emotional fulfillment, and it's a feeling in a sense of like I made it. But it's not in a sense of I made it, you know, just having material things that you want or having, you know, all of that, because that's all can leave at any moment. It's more so that feeling of contentment, of like, you know, gratitude. I don't know if you've ever had a moment where you just sat and looked around you and just shed tears based on just pure gratitude, even if your life isn't perfect, even if things didn't look exactly how you wanted them, but just pure gratitude of just like, wow, like thank you life, thank you God, thank you spirit, like thank you for this moment and for just being present. To be able to have more moments like that is a gift. That's like, honestly, like I can think back on my life, and the most like fulfilling moments of my life have been moments like that, have been moments where just I actually looked around me, or I was on a run or a walk, and I just like took a moment and just really embraced what I'm surrounded by and just the feeling I have. And my life's never been perfect, and I am sure all of you can relate. So like, even when life is falling apart, there have been times that like I have truly felt the most full, even when around me it looks so daunting and so heavy. And it's just because of that, like, knowing of how much you've already gotten through, how much grace you've already been shown, and how much you know is still to come, and that things will get better, that things will evolve, and that you can look back and see all the progression, and that you have been undefeated. You have been undefeated in every battle you faced up until this point. Why stop now? You have been undefeated. Make that your motivation. Like, seriously, I feel like my biggest motivation is I just always have this like determination to always like glow up after I've been knocked down. Like, it is always my biggest motivation, like to just, I'm coming back bigger, badder, better every time. even if it takes me time. Like, I always use that as motivation, because it's just like, I just want to show myself that, you know, I conquered these hidden demons, and I conquered these hidden battles that nobody knows I'm even fighting. But to me, I'm literally like fighting wars behind the scenes, in my mind and in my body and in my spirit, in my energy. And I know you all can relate to that. So claim dominion, claim authority, because you are in charge. You're in charge. You have to know nothing can touch you. You have to know that you're going to come back stronger every time, because you will. And you have emotionally fulfilling experiences coming. These are things that touch your soul, your spirit, your emotional body. These are things that touch you in a way that you've never been touched before. I feel like a lot of you probably resonate with the fact that the material items and experiences have been they felt the most attainable than emotionally fulfilling experiences, because you've never seen that. You've never seen that shit. You've never experienced a love unconditional. You've never experienced somebody truly seeing you, holding you, saying, I hear you, I see you as a person, and I love you. How many times have you heard somebody say that to you and really felt it? There's that coming. That is coming for you. And it all starts with you just facing your shit that's coming up and just taking it day by day, moment by moment, and claiming dominion over your experience. Taking charge when you're called, when you know what to do. You're moving forward even when it doesn't feel like it. And I want you to know that. And I just feel you have so many people that are coming in as well, even if it's not a lot of people. Community and, you know, people that really want the best for you and that really want to see you win. And it's in how they feel. It's in how you feel around them. It's not in, you know, your mind and how you perceive it. It's really just in the feeling. You feel like you're able to be yourself. You feel like you're able to just express yourself and be free in their presence. You feel like they're just there. You know you can go to them, like there's support being for you. And I feel like you have never really experienced that. And I am seeing that there is true, like, foundational wealth here when it comes to what really matters in life. And so I want you to know that, like, for the path that you are on, if you're on this video, this is a very specific path, a very different path. And even if you don't resonate fully with, you know, being a highly sensitive person, or, you know, somebody who is unique, but you just know that this is for you, claim this shit. Claim it. But I do feel all of you are unique in your own way. And I feel like you're all resonating with this to an extent, and taking it in you and knowing that there is better coming. And it's just, you can't possibly see it. You can't predict it because you've never seen it before. You've never experienced before. You don't even know people who've experienced this type of experience before that you're about to experience. And I just keep seeing a vision of, like, you in the clouds, like, kind of like there's, like, so much around you, or so much going on around you. And, like, I'm seeing a lot of buildings and a lot of, like, just like metal and hard and material matter around you, but like you go a plane higher, which is in the clouds, and there's sky, and it's clearer. It feels clearer, it feels lighter, it feels airier, and that's what I'm seeing for you coming up. I also keep getting the number 3 being very significant. The number 3 is a timing number for you. 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 years. I do feel this could be significant in regards to just the past as well, or this can also be future energy, or both. But something about August for you is really significant. This month is transforming you inside out. You will not recognize yourself tomorrow, let alone at the end of the month. I'm also seeing a fire thrower, and somebody literally tossing fire. That might be significant for somebody, but you're just entering into a period. I'm hearing also, like, independence. There's independence, there's sovereignty. There's a feeling of like, you got this, I got this, you know. But you're not doing it alone, and spirit is right by your side, even if you can't feel them, even if you can't see them, even if you can't hear them. Pay very close attention to your dreams at this time. Your dreams are speaking to you in symbolism. Please look up the symbolism. Also pay attention to how they shift you. Sometimes you experience things in your dreams that you can't necessarily experience in your waking life, and it's just simply to shift you. Your dreams are meant to shift you in a way that in your waking life that like couldn't happen in your waking life, if that makes sense. It's on a deeper level. So your dreams are deeply shifting you right now, and you are probably waking up feeling different from certain dreams, even if it's scary. But it's meant to shift you in the way that it is, so trust it, okay? But I send you all so much love, so many blessings at this time, and I pray for you. I pray for your healing. I pray for your ability to receive all this greatness that's on its way to you and that already is. I set the intention for you to accept the life God has for you, to receive it deeply, to know you deserve it, and to know you're worthy of it, even though people have made you feel otherwise. And that you are not what people have made you feel. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are a clean slate to God and to spirit. You are forgiven. So therefore, also forgive yourself, others. Simply let it go. When you can, when you're able to, shift your mind to that mindset. And that's where you're headed. Even if that's been such a battle for you, forgiveness, I feel that's going to become lighter as well, even though I know it comes in waves. But I feel like those waves will become less and less coming up, especially this month, because there's such a shift in focus, and there's a deeper realization of like, that's their path. What happens to them, what's their karma, what they're doing, who's sending you evil eye, who's doing this, who's affecting you, it's all, that's their path. Let it go. Focus on your path and what you're doing and what you're conveying and what you're sending and the energy you're giving out. That this is what's being called for you. But again, I send you so much love, and I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your night. Until next time, bye.